Are you looking for establishing and growing your own functional and nutritional medicine practice to help your community to improve their health and also to provide for yourself and your family as an additional source of income? Hi, my name is Tal. I'm the Educational Director at the American Academy of Functional Health, and we help providers to build successful practices. And in this video, I'm going to show you the 6 simple steps that anybody can take to establish their practice and to start making income by helping other people with their own health problems. I want to start first by taking you to what is your income potential. And the income potential is easy to calculate, right? And this would be sort of your goal when you first started. This would be my first recommendation. The first step we're looking at is a simple formula, right? And that's how much you charge per session, right? Now, to give you an idea, in general, in the United States, the average functional medicine practitioner charges $450 per hour. But let's say, just for sake of this video, because you're just starting out there with functional medicine or nutritional medicine, that you're just charging $150. We do that times how many people you are going to see, how many sessions, right, you're going to have. And this is per week, right? So how many sessions you're having every week. So let's say that you're just starting and your goal is just 5 sessions per week, right? Pretty straightforward. It's like about an hour each session. We do that times how many weeks we have every year. We have about 52 weeks every year, but let's say that 2 weeks out of them, you're out on vacation, enjoying with your family, and you're only working 50 weeks a year, right? Just as an average. This will give you total income, right? This is how much money you are actually going to make every year, right? So it's a simple formula. Let's make this dotted line here. And so if you are charging $150 per session and you're seeing 5 people per week times 50, that would be $750 every week that you're making, and that will be $37,500 a year just by having 5 simple sessions, which you can do even on the weekend, on a Saturday, or 1 session every day after work. And when I first started, I added my sessions on the weekend on a Saturday, and I would just have like a 6-hour shift in which I would fill up 5 or 6 patients. But let's say that now you have 2 days every week to bring in additional revenue. So you're charging the same, $150 times, let's say you're growing your practice to just 10 sessions, right? 10 sessions a week, that's $1,500 per week times 50, right? And that gets you to $75,000. So that's pretty straightforward, right? Now, you don't have to come up with 10 new sessions, 10 new patients every week, because most of those patients are going to be coming back every week or every other week, right, for their follow-up session, right? And we teach you that in our system and exactly how to set it up. But let's say now you've been doing this for several months, right? And you're getting better at it. And we're also showing you techniques and systems to put in place to get more patients in, right? And you're starting to fill up your schedule, and now you have 15 sessions every week, right? That's not a lot. That's actually just about, I would say, 2 days or 3 days of work every week to seeing those patients, right? Times 50 weeks that we have every year, $112,500. You just have to have a goal in mind, like where do you want to go? And that's really important. We teach all our students to focus on where they want to go, because if you are starting and you don't have a certain goal, that's like driving in a car without a destination. You're not gonna actually get anywhere, and eventually you might run out of gas, right? So we always wanna have a goal that we set in advance, and we monitor that goal every month to see how we are doing and what we're progressing and what we need to adjust in our systems, in the way that we do things, right? And that's something that we teach. Let's get to the 6 things that you need to put in place to operate your practice and get to helping those patients and get into that income. So the first thing we want to put in place is our offer. And our offer is very simple. That's what it is that you are going to sell. So for some of you, that might be a functional medicine session, right? We teach you exactly how to do the evaluation, the consultation, the follow-up. We teach you exactly what to say, what to do, what's the template of it, so you can go out there and do it yourself. You might be a student in our nutritional health coach, where we focus on nutritional medicine and herbal medicine. And so depending on what it is that you want to offer, you want to offer coaching, you want to offer health consultations, you want to offer functional medicine sessions, right? This would be your offer. Now, when we scale your practice, of course, we're going to talk more about memberships and programs and some other stuff that can quickly scale your practice. But at first, we're just talking at the simple of what is your offering. To us, this is what we offer, but to the patient, what we're essentially offering, right, is a new way of doing things and a new way of living, right? We're offering them an opportunity to change their quality of life. So for us, we might be thinking we're offering functional medicine or nutritional health coach, but we're essentially, what we're doing is we're offering them, for example, natural solution to joint pain. For example, we offer them with functional medicine to understand the root cause of their diabetes. So that's your offering. You're offering them a solution to their problem. We dive deeper into it and how to market this concept in a way that is very appealing. But for now, just remember that the offering is the thing that you want to have, what it is that you're promoting and how are you promoting it, right? The second thing is a legal entity. Now, this could be an LLC, which you can go to LegalZoom on any website and they can set this up for you. It's typically about $100 or $150, and they set up for you an LLC in every state that you desire. It's pretty straightforward to do that. And you also need a tax ID. So that's a business tax ID or EIN, and that's very simple. Once you have an LLC documents, it's very simple to establish that. Any accountant can do that for you, but when I first started, I just did it myself. It's pretty easy. You just go to the IRS website and you create for yourself a business identity. It's really pretty simple to do. Now you're already in business, right? So you need a way to process and collect payment. And collecting payment, there are multiple options that are free. And those could be Stripe, that could also be PayPal. So once you have a business entity, you can go to Stripe or PayPal and say, I have a business, I would like to take payment, right? It's pretty straightforward to do, it doesn't cost anything, and you can establish those pretty quickly. Now you have a way to collect payment, right? And they will give you a link. You can create invoices and send it to patients for payment. You can embed a link in your website. And now the next thing is that you need a way to communicate, right? So way to communicate is really important. You might be asking yourself, well, Tal, you kind of skipped the website thing, right? Which is pretty important. And I'm with you, website is really important, but this is more important because the foundation of a business is laying upon communication and trust. And when I first started 23 years ago, I didn't have a website, right? I would all my patients would come to see me because they heard about me as a referral, or because I talked to them, right? That could be somebody I met in the gym. Essentially, we just connected. I heard about, they shared their issues. I communicated with them, and then we continued the conversation in private, right? So that's a way to communicate. Now, when you're first starting, I wouldn't recommend you to use your phone number, your personal cell phone, although some professionals do that, but I would not recommend to do that. What I would recommend to do is get yourself either a phone service that is just designated for, you can get another phone line from AT&T, Verizon, or one of the cellular companies, or if you just want to start for free, there's something called Google Voice. And Google Voice allows you to have your own personal number, your own business number. It's free to use, it's absolutely free. You can get your own number. The platform can even allow you to text back and forth. It's not intended for medical use, it's just intended to get them, have a conversation, get them scheduled, right? Google Voice allows you to have phone calls, you can dial out, you can get calls in, you can connect it to your phone, so every time somebody calls Google Voice number, it rings in your phone, right? So that's a way to communicate. You can ask them about health concerns and see if that's a good fit for both of you to work together. Number 5 is create your message. Now, what do I mean by creating your message? Creating your message entails who you are, why do you do what you do, right? That could describe your experience in life, that could describe your education, that could include your personal philosophy. That's essentially your story. And a lot of people get this confused with degrees, with fancy degrees. Now, we encourage every person to get certified as a nutritional health coach or a functional medicine practitioner, because you want to have the credentials and you want to have the knowledge and systems in place. Beyond that, your patients are going to come to see you not because you have a certain degree or a shiny certificate on the wall. Your patients want to know that you care, right? And there's a saying, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And so what people want to know is your story, like why would they come to see you? And I would typically share my own story when I met with patients. I know they're hesitant, I know they're frustrated, I know they try different things. I shared with them my personal story of how I got into healthcare, which is to fix my own health problems. A few years later, I saw my grandmother dying because of Alzheimer's, and she was fading in front of me. And I knew that there must be a better solution than the drugs, the multiple drugs that they were feeding her. I knew that there was a better way. And so that drove me, when I lost her, that drove me to help other people, right? That's my mission. So that is my message. And so what I would recommend is to sit down and craft your message, like why it is that you do what you do. That message is powerful because your message, essentially, it could be translated into a description about you on the website. It could be used as a video on your website, a short 60 seconds or 3 minutes video about who you are. Why is this powerful? Because if the why, your why of being there for them is strong enough, they will share it with other people. It will impact them. They will want to come to seek you out. It's one of the most powerful ways to connect with a person. And so make sure you don't skip this one. Make sure you create your message as why you are the right person for them. Beyond the, I got certified in this and I got a master's of this or I got a doctorate of this, they want to connect with you as a person. Now, how do you find your client? Let's say you put this all together. Now you're ready. You're ready to find your ideal client. There are multiple ways of finding your clients. All we need is exposure. So you know exactly what you're gonna offer them when you meet the right person. You got your legal entity in place, you have a way to collect payment, you have a way to communicate, to continue the conversation beyond the first encounter. And then you have your core message, which is who you are. Why do you care about them? Why do you want them to succeed? And that's really important. I'll give you another example. In our academy, with what myself and our team are doing every day, our passion is to help individuals to build their practices, to get certified in functional medicine, to bring the root cause approach to their community. And I live for the stories that our students are sharing with us, right? I love hearing the stories about physicians who are sick and tired of prescribing drugs and seeing their patients get worse, or the nurses that are in the hospital and they're seeing all these sick patients and they want to make a big difference in people's lives. So they come to see us, they learn how to build a practice, and they share these stories about how now their life is amazing. They get to own their own time, they have freedom, they can work as much as they want, they can help people in a much deeper level. So that's my message. My message is, that's my passion, that's what I love doing, right? And now we're talking about finding your clients. So I'm going to talk about free methods, which are pretty straightforward and anybody can start. You can go to meetups, and there's also Eventbrite, right? So those are two sites in which you can open a group for yourself, or you can even go to a group meeting, right? So for example, in meetups, there's chronic pain groups, pregnant mothers who want to get together. There's groups for hiking. So there are multiple opportunities to meet other people. Some of those are virtual, right? Now, when I first started, I didn't know anybody, so I just went to meetups and I wanted to have my own group so I can have control of what I'm doing. And I started a group that is called Portland Healthy Living. Every week or so, I would go into to this group and I would post a new lecture or a new group meetup, right, that we're doing somewhere, and it will have a certain topic. For example, this would be natural solutions to diabetes. And then I would set the time, the place, and then people would show up. And eventually, with me, without doing anything, any work on the marketing, investing money, this grew up to a group of 1,200 people that are interested in improving their health. Eventually grew up to a few thousands of people, and these platforms will also help you to grow those because they market internally to other people. That's one way, free, to get clients. Another way is by doing a talk, right? So you can do library talk. So that could be anything. That could be natural solution to arthritis. That could be natural solution to neuropathy. That could be natural solution to hormone imbalance, right? You can rotate this multiple times. The libraries are a great place because one, they will promote your talk for you. Second, they'll give you a really nice space with a projector, and all you got to do is literally show up. Now, what I used to do is I would get a library spot scheduled, and I would go to meetups and Eventbrite, and I would post that as an event. So now I'm getting more people to come into the library talk. If you want to learn the structure of a proper talk to close people into your clinic, we have this whole training, a whole practice building and growth training that will show you exactly what to say and exactly how to close them and how to sell them without selling, right? Basically, you're educating them instead of selling. There's a certain way to do that. We even provide you with the PowerPoints that we have tested hundreds of times. I used to do at least 2 talks every week. I loved connecting with people, and that's a wonderful way to build yourself as an authority. Another way is to do networking. So networking, that could be you can join the Chamber of Commerce in your local town, and connect with other professionals. You can go to different events like work-related events. We used to go to companies during their lunch and learn, and we would set up a booth. We would also do networking during events. For example, Northwest Vegan, that's an event, and we would just go in there and set up a booth and connect with other professionals, connect with other potential clients. And if you want patients just to come to you, you don't want to do any of the work around it to connect with patients, there is a way to do that through Facebook ads and through connecting this with a funnel. But we have a whole system that will show you how to build the new patient flow, educational flow and funnels. When you're putting in money in, you get clients on the other side. That's what it's designed to do. Here are the 6 steps that you need to build your practice. It's pretty straightforward. Your offer, your core offer, your legal entity, collecting a way to collect payment, a way to communicate, create your message, and find your clients. And by the way, most of this is free. So it's pretty straightforward. The only thing that might cost you $100 is to establish a legal entity. That's about it. So it doesn't take much to build a practice. You just have to know the steps, understand how it works and how to get the most out of each one of those, optimize it, and that's again, you can reach your goals, right? So set up your goals, your 35,000, 75,000, 112,000. You can of course scale it from that. You can scale it multiple times, right? You can scale it from 6 to 7 figures then later on. And we have systems and strategies that can help you to get there. So that's all a part of our practice building and growth program that we offer. If you like this video, share it with others so others can build their own dream practice. And if you got any questions, reach out to us. We'll be happy to answer any of your questions. This is what we're passionate about. We're passionate about helping people just like you that want to be out there and want to be helping patients wherever they are, making our community a healthier and happier place. Thanks for watching. I'm Tal, and I'll see you in the next video.